Mumbai, and today is the last day of India Cloud Week. Overall, we have catered to 500 cloud enthusiasts from over 250 companies, making this India's deepest cloud event. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because we understand that knowledge is the power, and Unicom is India's largest knowledge providing company in emerging technology and processes. We organized Cloud Champions League to identify India's most knowledgeable professional. And today is the finals, which is happening at some other location. And we have teams from Honeywell, we have teams from Philips, we have teams from Amazon, and we have teams from Microsoft who are fighting it out. And one of the teams, so a team of two will play, and one of them will be acknowledged as India's most knowledgeable cloud professionals. They went through a series of rounds, online plus semi-finals and today's finals. And they will be getting, each of them will be getting an iPad mini. The winners will be getting iPad mini and a platinum certificate. And runners-up will be getting a gold certificate, and second runners-up will be getting a bronze certificate. So this is our initiative to provide recognition to those who know more about cloud. And to those who do not know about cloud, we are organizing these series of conference, events, webinars to make sure that you understand what exactly, where the industry is moving, and what you all guys probably will be doing. Not all of you, but some of you probably will be doing in about 2 to 3 years' time if you are not doing now. So let's do a raise of hand. How many of you are working on cloud? Okay, so, and how many of you are aware of big data? That's a very knowledgeable crowd, so we'll make this very interactive. Now my session is on cloud and big data, and why I am converging big data with cloud is something that we'll discuss today. But before that, let me just get an understanding of the audience in terms of cloud. So what are the various cloud deployment models that are available? Anyone can shout. Just make it free. Open up. What are the different cloud deployment models? One of the questions which we asked in round one. Very simple questions. Yeah, public, private, hybrid, and community cloud. What are the various model of services which can be provided on cloud? IaaS, PaaS. Who have not heard of infrastructure as a service? IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Okay. Can we get an example of software as a service? Gmail. Excellent. Gmail is an example of software as a service which Google is providing. We are using it for free. But for corporate, they charge. So if you are hosting your mail server on Google, they charge, on 3 to 50 users. Now they are charging. What's an example of platform as a service? OS database. We have a speaker from Red Hat. He will be talking on an OpenShift platform where developers can actually log in. Platform as a service. They provide platform for software development and infrastructure as a service. Any examples? VMware, they provide infrastructure as a service, yes. Amazon S3 of Amazon Web Services they are providing Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, even IBM Cloud, they are providing infrastructure as a service. Yes. Sorry? Software, yes. So I think with this understanding, I am ready to start this presentation. I just wanted to check. So all of our, so we all are in the same page. The topic, how I will be doing this session, will be about how the scenario is changing. What is actually triggering the cloud? Why suddenly, cloud has been present since last 10 years. What has happened recently? What technology change has really triggered this? What business change has really triggered this? And we will understand why cloud is the need for the future. And what are the problems that we will face? Fair enough? Let's make it very interactive. If you have any questions, you can just raise your hand. You can interrupt me any point of time. I will be starting with big data, and I will be converging with cloud. Okay, so this is how the overall session will be. So what is big data? Let's see. And is big data high? What is this logo? Aadhaar. How many of you have got your Aadhaar cards? Most of you. Well done. Excellent. How much time did it take? For you to get your Aadhaar cards? 3 weeks, 6 months, 2 months. If you understand the process that is involved in Aadhaar card, and if any other country would have to handle 1 billion people, believe me, 6 months is an extraordinary turnaround time. And 6 months, I am hearing, it's the maximum time. Few of you have got in 3 weeks also. So from 3 weeks to 6 months. Now what is Aadhaar? Primarily, it was introduced by the government of India because subsidies do not reach to the right person. Government of India spends 3,000 crore every year on subsidies, and only 250 to 300 crore reaches the needy people. So there was a need to have a national identification scheme where government knows that who will need the subsidy. But the idea was bigger. The idea was not just have a national identification scheme, but the idea was also to build a software which can have various plugins. So you can have so that banking system can develop an API where user verification can be done on the Aadhaar database. And then we are talking about a huge system where you will have about 10 lakhs verification being done every day. Not only banking system, but even telcos, government system, surveillance, army, everyone. They have so there was a need to develop a product. There was a need to develop a system, and that's where the big data was coming, because the data they are storing data in various formats. There's a text data, there's an image data, there's a biometric which gets stored. So it's a data in different format. Of course, there's a primary key, that's the name of the person, they are combining with it, but the architecture that they have used. What big data is, the definition will come to it closer. Let's move on. This is one project. So it has already impacted our life. Most of you have got Aadhaar card. Let's move on. The first image on the screen. Those at the back, can you see this image? Yeah. What is that? What is this image? First image. On top. This image on top. When Amir Khan introduced his serial called Star Plus, the TRP rating after 2 episodes was 2. Just for those, if you are not aware of TRP rating of other popular soaps like Balika Vadhu is about 7 on an average. KBC is about 6 to 8, it ranges. Similarly, Big Brother has similar kind of rating. And when it was introduced, Star Plus was finding it difficult to get advertisers. What did they do? They tied up with one company, Persistent Technologies. They are based in Pune. They actually analyzed the kind of customer involvement that is happening because of this program. And they were able to show that, okay, while not everyone is watching it, but whoever is watching it is talking about it. And the customer involvement is far bigger in this program than compared to any other similar program. And that was the way they were able to convince the advertisers that this is the right product for them. This was a paradigm shift, because earlier marketing team used to refer to TAM or TRP rating. Now this big data where users are tweeting, users are talking on Facebook, those data were analyzed, and the kind of user involvement and emotional attachment that people were finding it, and the kind of political repercussions it was having. So it was having a far-reaching effect. And then you got a different set of advertisers. Let's look at this. How many of you watch IPL matches? How many of you plan to watch IPL match in May? Okay, so almost 50% hands went down. Primarily because of the disillusionment which we are seeing because of all this match fixing, spot fixing, etc. Now this is a problem for BCCI. Why it is a problem? because they just are not concerned that how many viewers are watching. They are also concerned that how many viewers are passionately involved. And that is what they are selling to the advertisers. That our brand is actually have a better brand awareness, better brand consciousness than other programs, and users are talking. That's why during IPL matches you see how many users are tweeting. You must have seen it, it's like a running meter. Why are they showing this? They are showing it to the users as well as to the advertisers, that so many users are actually talking about it. It's not just a view, but it's a discussion that is happening. And that is what they are going to show. Now, the companies want their customers to talk about their product, to talk about their service. And they are willing to put money in those kind of activities, in those kind of events where customers are talking. Earlier, this information was not available to them. But now, thanks to social media and other forums, where a lot of data is getting generated. And those data are good to be, to convince the advertisers, to convince the customers why their product is better. Let's move on. Indian Political Forum. Congress has set up 500 crore of budget to manage the tweets that happen. That happens when people are talking about why they are doing this. Not only tweets, but Facebook. There is a huge amount of, social media presence which political parties are trying to address. I have just had the faces of two leaders. We have various other leaders, and they are all tapping. And India has 170 Lok Sabha seats, where the users are talking on social media. It is no longer just, that people in villages are not accessing. People from small town onwards, they are all on social media. They are all present. And it's 170 seats now, more than 170 seats, where social media is making a presence. Very recently, you all must have heard, some of you, that in the first election speech which Obama was giving, Obama had a list of 10 points. He started with Obamacare, which is related to the healthcare opportunity, healthcare initiative that the government was promising to give to American citizens. And then he moved on to the other topics. And during his third or fourth, topic, he gets a chip from behind, which says that talk more about Obamacare. So what really happened is that when he introduced Obamacare, a lot of people, got attacked because it was impacting their health insurance cover. And a lot of people started talking about it. When he moved on to the second topic or the third topic, by that time, those topics were important, but they were not emotionally connecting with the voters. And then after third point, he again went back to Obamacare. You can watch his first election speech. You can see this in the video on YouTube. So what happened there? It was a real-time analytics that happened. A real-time analytics on customers' comments, on customer, what the kind of discussion they are doing. And it just takes a trigger to start. Why did Arvind Kejriwal stop his dharna after 2 days outside Rail Bhavan? Because now there is a mechanism to know what is working and what is not working. He had planned to stay there for a month. He had gone with a pillow and everything, with his car also. Everything was planned. But he stopped it. And now, so there is a mechanism now. So government is using, industries are using, and everything. But is it all about social media? Let's see. Big data. If you go to any startup conference or entrepreneurs conference, you will see 50% of the startups in India are building products or services around big data, on the data that is available. What is big data? Coming in a moment. It's the number one innovation for startups. It's the number one in job market according to Harvard Business Review. It's the most sexiest job present at the moment. And it is sexiest because not only there is a demand for such roles, there is a huge impact on the business that happens because of these roles. Roles like data scientist, roles like Hadoop developer or Hadoop admin, NoSQL, there's a gamut of technologies that are available now. And whether it is pharma, human body, genome, surveillance, supermarkets, everywhere. Now what has changed? Now big data is not something which many of you feel that it is about large data. Companies have been working on teradatas and large volume of data. Big data is not about that. I'll just give you an example. 10 years back, the X-ray machines that were manufactured, that was meant just to scan the body and then give a report, maybe one page. Nowadays, X-ray reports are coming where they are informing a lot more, they are providing a lot more data in the form of in digital format. More and more manufacturing companies are equipping their products with sensors. Like for example, in Bangalore Metro, there are sensors that are put on the doors, which actually will identify that when the door is not going to open due to wear and tear, and it can even go to the extent that after 3 stations it will not open or it will not close, so that in the next station the metro rail can stop and engineers can work and solve that issue. Similarly, every technology, and it all started from manufacturing and aircraft engineering, where the sensors and all are providing so much of information, where you can take real-time decisions. Now, the technology is available where other industries can also make use of it. I'll be connecting this to the cloud in a moment. Let's move on. And even for this, we are able to organize India Cloud Week or India Big Data Week. How are we? Because earlier conferences were monopoly of media houses. Economic Times or Times of India used to do this. Unicom is a startup. We started 2 years back. Last year we ran 75 events. We had a revenue of 5 crore, profit of 50 lakhs. We have a plan of 5, 10, 25, 50, which means 5 crore this year, next year 10 crore, after that 25, and then 50 crores in 3 years' time. How are we able to manage it? Because we understand that our customers are on social media. Earlier, to run a conference, companies had to buy data from other sources, and then they used to do phone calls, and they used to irritate the customers. Now, thanks to social media presence, most of you all are on social media, most of your managers are on social media, most of your HR executives are on social media, and they are aware of it. You don't need to advertise it on newspaper now and spend a lakh and give a lakh to the publishing house. Instead, at 1/10 of the price, you can reach out to your target audience, and this is what the technology has provided to many startups. And we have chosen knowledge sharing as our business in emerging technology and process. But various startups are using it, and it's a paradigm shift that has happened. And why? What really has triggered? Let's see. Let's go to the definition. Now, this is a technical definition. As most of you are technologists, you will understand this, but there is a business definition. Business doesn't understand this definition. This is for the technology to understand that what it is. So big data is a collection of data sets so large and complex that it cannot be processed or analyzed with using traditional process or database management tools. How many of you have a question why? Why it cannot be? So here are a few things. The first is that it is a collection of data sets. Fine. It's large. So what? It's complex. Okay, then. It cannot be processed or analyzed with using traditional process or database management tools. Why? Why it cannot be done? Unstructured data. Okay, so let's understand what do we mean by this? Some of you know, some of you do not know. So let me just explain a little bit in simpler terms. So we have data that are getting generated from sensors, like factories, climate, personal devices, scientific data. In factories, you have machines that are equipped with sensors now. Earlier, it was not required, but now companies, the manufacturing companies, are selling their product as intelligent product. When you say intelligent, that intelligence comes because those machines provide digital data. that can be linked to the ERP system or to the business intelligence system, where intelligent decisions can be made to improve their operations for better customer reach, to reduce their cost. It can be various reasons. But this is what the manufacturing companies are doing, because there is a pricing pressure. So this is something where they are doing. So they are including sensors in those machines, and this way they are basically trying to sell their systems. And there are in every domain, not only manufacturing, in automobile, in pharma, everywhere.